Hello, dear learners. Welcome back to our media study classroom. I'm Utsav Lahiri, and in today's quick 10-minute session, we are diving into something powerful, something that explains how media, society, and power are deeply interconnected. The topic is critical theory, especially from the lens of Frankfurt School, along with the idea of mass society theory and laissez-faire capitalism. So let's decode it together. Let's begin with a story. Imagine you are walking in a huge shopping mall. Every shop is selling similar clothes, and the same brand ads are flashing everywhere, and even the background music feels repetitive. You get the sense that you are not choosing things freely, you are being guided. This is not just consumer culture, this is what critical theorists tried to warn us about: the silent control of our thoughts and choices by those in power using media and culture. Let's understand how. Critical theory is a philosophical approach of culture, literature, and society. Now, what is society? What is mass society? Mass society means the mixture of mass culture and the popular culture. Mass culture means it is created by the elites, and popular culture means the requirement wise, the people, what the people is wanting. All right, mass communication and mass culture, is it same? No. Mass communication means communicating, and mass culture means it refers to the popular culture that is produced for the masses. It is the popular culture that is produced for the masses, usually by large commercial organizations. It includes the blockbuster movies, the chart topping songs, the reality TV shows, the viral content. That's mass culture. So it's easy to consume. Actually, mass culture is easy to consume, often repetitive and designed to appeal to a wide audience. Unlike folk culture created by people for people, or high culture, opera, classical literature, mass culture is driven by the market. Frankfurt School. Now, if we talk about Frankfurt School and mass culture, what we will be understanding? Let's connect this with the Frankfurt School. Adorno, Horkheimer, and Marcuse. You have learned that names, right? So, mass culture is not real culture, it's manufactured. Very important point. Mass culture is not real culture, it's manufactured like a factory product. They coined the term cultural industry. The idea that cultural products are mass produced like consumer goods. Media and entertainment under capitalism are used to keep people distracted, entertained, and obedient. So, what they are telling? They are telling that they coined the term cultural industry. The media and entertainment under capitalism are used to keep people distracted, entertained, and obedient. So, think of a reality show with lots of drama. A reality show is going on with lots of drama, but no real life meaning. It grabs attention, distracts us from real social issues, and keeps us consuming more content. So, according to the Frankfurt School, mass culture makes us passive, not active citizens, not active thinkers. It was given by Adorno and Horkheimer, the dialect of enlightenment, back in 1947. So, the story, so now if I tell you a story about a particular ongoing stuff like the mass society, how this mass society is working, how this mass theory occurs. So this is nothing but a created culture. All right, the stereotype, the first used in the modern psychological scene by American journalists. The topic stereotypes, the concept stereotype was introduced by Walter Lippmann in the book The Public Opinion in 1922. Now, talking about mass society theory, this theory builds upon the premise that human beings are simple receivers and mass media just injects idea into our brain. This is a society, all right, created society. Now, Public Opinion and the Phantom Public in 1925, given by Walter Lippmann. So next, what we will be talking about next? Now we will be talking about is yes, the laissez-faire capitalism. What is capitalism? Capitalism means it's a kind of opposite to the socialism part. Laissez-faire meaning, laissez-faire meaning, it is stating that the French phrase laissez-faire, that means let do or let it be. Laissez-faire translate to let people do as they choose without inference. That means making it free. What people do, let them do without any interference. Alright. So if government follows a laissez-faire policy, it does not control prices, wages or production. It believes the market will self-regulate through supply and demand. Laissez means let and faire means do. Now, what is its relation in capitalism? Laissez-faire and capitalism. What is the relation between laissez-faire and capitalism? In context of capitalism, laissez-faire refers to a type of economic system. Now, why economy is important in media? Because of the funding part, where the government does not interfere in the operation of the free market. The government should not control or regulate business, trade, price or wages. This is the thought of the laissez-faire capitalism. Instead, market forces might dictate it, the demand and the supply. The demand and the supply must decide everything. If we talk about the key features of laissez-faire capitalism, it's a free market economy, as I have said right now. The business can buy, sell, produce and compete without interference of the government. Private property and profit motive. That means laissez-faire capitalism states of private property and for profit motive. Individuals and companies, own resources to aim maximize profit. Their main objective is to maximize profit. Now you might be thinking, why are we studying economics? Because it is also important. FDI, foreign direct investment, it is also important because foreign direct investment was not only limited to the business itself, because media, it also invented in media. After the 1991, the liberalization, the privatization and the globalization, the economy became a free marketplace without any intervention. That means foreign investors were allowed, were welcome. They can 100% put their investment in foreign nations. So in a laissez-faire capitalist media system, I repeat, media system, though this concept is from economics, but what is the relevance in media? In a laissez-faire capitalist media system, big corporates like Netflix, like Disney, today we have Facebook, operates with little government regulations. You think of it, is there any proper government regulations? No. Is Facebook Indian company? No. Is Netflix Indian company? No. Is Disney Indian company? No. So how they can perform their activity, their economic activity? They are creating content in India. How? Just because of laissez-faire capitalism, just because of free market, just because of 100% allowance of FDI. They produce content, they gather users' data. We can't understand, the common peoples can't understand. When someone is giving you something for free, that means it is definitely a trap. Because they produce content, gather user data and maximize profit, often without checks on misinformations or cultural bias. This is why the Frankfurt School criticized laissez-faire capitalism. They believed it turns into a media, a tool for control, not freedom. The problem of laissez-faire capitalism states that the monopoly, the inequality, no social protection. Big companies may dominate the market. Wealth gets concentrated in few hands only. No social protection. Poor people or workers may suffer without government policies like minimum wage or health care. Got it? Now if we talk about Frankfurt School, okay, if we talk about Frankfurt School, then what we will be studying, that in 1923 The feminist media theory emerged from Frankfurt School of Communication. The Frankfurt School refers to a group of German philosophers. All right. Frankfurt School refers to a group of German philosophers, sociologists, and theorists who founded the Institute for Social Research in Frankfurt back in 1920s. They were influenced by Karl Marx, but they expanded this high idea to include culture, media, and psychology. And what was their goal? To understand how power works in modern capitalist society. They have identified this. They were against capitalism, Frankfurt School. So to understand how power work in modern capitalist society, instead of just focusing on factors of workers' life, Marx they asked, what was their question? How do culture and media stop people from revolting? Even when they are being exploited, and they had no clue about that. So the key members, talking about the Frankfurt School, if we talk about the Frankfurt School, the key members are, as you have already know, the Theodor Adorno. He was a philosopher and music theorist, co-writer of Dialectic of Enlightenment. Herbert Marcuse wrote One Dimensional Man, inspired student protest in 1960. Walter Benjamin, known for the work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction. Jürgen Habermas, later member famous for public sphere theory. Their main concern, mass media and culture. Their main concern was mass media and culture. Alright, so I have talked about this critical theory. Starting point work was from Karl Marx. So critical theory, they have said, the dimension to analyze critical theory, the dialect region, the critique for the political economy and all. So now if we talk about their main concern in capitalist society, the culture, the TV, radio, cinema, these are the cultural products, right, had become standardized and commercialized. People were passively consuming mass produced content, losing their ability to think critically. They coined the term cultural industry. Entertainment is produced like a factory product. This is their catch. They have identified the entertainment as a product, cultural product. Every video is a product, every movie is a product. People are consuming it. Have you now in Bollywood there is a movie, what is Sayyara? That means people are telling right now, the people are telling, oh my god, everyone is crying. Some might saying it's a chapri movie, though I haven't watched it. But what is it? Why are people mad about this particular culture? Because the producers are creating intentionally, because they have to make the box office hit. It is nothing but a product. So entertainment is produced like a factory product, made for profit, not for real artistic or intellectual value. They produce the thing that sells. Instead of deep artistic films, we get repetitive rom-coms and violent thrillers. Easy to consume, no deep message. So there is a difference between Frankfurt School and traditional Marxism. In traditional Marxism, they focus on economy and class struggle, whereas Frankfurt School includes media, culture, and psychology. Revolution through class unity. Traditional Marxism talks about the revolution through class unity. Frankfurt School talks about change through critical awareness. Traditional Marxism talks about work equals to exploitation. Frankfurt School says that entertainment equals to distraction from exploitation. Now you might be wondering why it is relevant today. Even today the warnings are visible. Algorithm decides what you watch, listens to and read. Social media creates echo chambers. We only see content that confirms our beliefs. Streaming platforms push trends that prioritize profit, not originally or truth. Frankfurt School actually teaches us, don't just enjoy media, question it. This is the teachings of Frankfurt School. Don't just Enjoy media, but question it. Ask who made this, why, who benefits. That's the difference between a common people and a media student. You must question it. What is called the critical thinking, the heart of the philosophy. Now, criticisms of Frankfurt School, if we talk about the criticisms of Frankfurt School, there are many criticisms as well. Some say they are too pessimistic, seeing people as always passive. Others argue they didn't offer class solutions for resistance or change. Still, their ideas remains deep relevant. All right. The Frankfurt School showed us how capitalism used media to control society. They gave birth to critical theory, and most importantly they urged us to be active thinking citizen, not passive consumer. Entertainment is never neutral, it always serves someone's purpose, right? Why they are creating. So let's stay aware, stay critical. Now we will be talking about Herbert Marcuse, best known and most influential author of One Dimensional Man. Alright, One Dimensional Man, and in this particular thing, they have studied in the ideology of advanced industrial society. Got it? So, in this advanced industrial society, they identify thinking and instrumental reason, the cultural industry. They are talking about the cultural industry. He wasn't just a philosopher. He was not just a philosopher, but he was a thinker who inspired students protest, right? We have seen in many instances who inspired students protest, who questioned capitalism and believed that even in a world of comfort we might not be truly free. Are we free? There are certain dominant now, because in today's world we feel cool by using an American Tourister bag, we feel cool by biting a KFC chicken, but what about our own culture? If we are feeling thirsty, we use Pepsi, we consume Pepsi, but where is that Indian lassi? So we feel more comfortable. Are we really feeling comfortable consuming Pepsi, or it is a cultural product which is being imbibed to us? Now, talking about Herbert Marcuse, he was a German American philosopher, sociologist, and political theorist. He was a key member of Frankfurt School, fled Nazi Germany, and later taught in the United States. Became hugely influential during the 1960s, because the study protest movement, especially in USA and Europe. In today's language, he went viral. All right, he was very famous. His goal, why he went viral? Because his goal to expose how modern capitalist societies create false happiness. It creates, I'm consuming Pepsi and I'm having a false happiness. I'm satisfying my need. And economically they are growing. Economically, the franchises of KFC chickens are spreading. Why? Because knowingly, unknowingly, we are using their product. Where people feel free, but are they actually controlled? Yes, they are controlled. Now, his most famous book, as I have written over here, One Dimensional Man in 1964. In this book, he argued people in advanced capitalist society are trapped in a system that gives them comfort but kills their ability to think critically or resist. They are killing the ability to think. They are creating a false need. Capitalism creates need. Example, the latest phone, iPhone, luxurious product that we don't actually need, just to keep us consuming. One dimensional thinking, people stop asking deep questions. That's why it is written one dimensional, only one dimensional. People stop asking questions. They are just consuming, and they are investing their whole money in iPhones. There is several studies. There are several studies where they are stating the average income of youth is less than 12,000, but they are consuming iPhone. Their lifestyle is getting upwards. They are under the EMI traps. Why? Because without that, they are creating a false. The Western countries are creating a false awareness to us. False, creating artificial demand. All right. They only think in terms of what exists, not what could exist. Then comes the repressive tolerance part. Society tolerates all views, even harmful ones. And we don't know, we are just getting hijacked by these particular thoughts. People being watch content on endless scroll, not only products, not only about economic products, about the cultural products as well. People being watched, they're having binge watching, they're continuously subscribing to the Netflix contents. I'm not telling that is bad or something, but actually are that Indian products? No. Scrolling through social media, feeling free and entertained, but not realizing they are being pacified. All right. Now, what's the connection? Culture and media are tools of control in capitalist society. Unlike Adorno, who was pessimistic, Herbert Marcuse saw hope in youth movements and political activism. He bridged critical theory with real life revolution. He exposed how capitalism creates false freedom. His book One Dimensional Man warns us the passive conformity. He inspired youth to think critically and resist manipulation by media and markets. Confront is always freedom, and entertainment is not always empowerment. Thank you for connecting at Is No Media, where we discuss media related topics at ease.